Now we are stepping into verse 29 and of the same chapter, chapter 2, and just now we have discovered two views of the Master, Lord Krishna, two views about existence. One is eternal soul living in a perishable body. The other view is, even if it is not eternal, it is born and dead, you think anything is born in this mortal world must die, and that what dies, a living being dies and then is born again. So it is a recurring process, it's a cyclic order, constantly goes on, the cycle of birth and death constantly goes on unless and until somebody reaches the supreme goal, full enlightenment. Here is very interesting. I just get amazed to see that how this great philosopher who has transcended the onslaught of time, millions of years, whose ideas, coming step by step, to things, to that eternity, he is coming step by step. He is not jumping like a monkey to a 10-story building. He is step by step coming. Now he is coming that this soul, which is unseen, which cannot be proved, which cannot be thought of, can be seen. Here comes again, can be seen. How? Ascharyavat pushyati kushchidenam ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chandam ascharyavat chainam nasrinati suttapenam vedanacha kushchid. Ascharyavat pushyati kushchidenam. Some human being, some rare human being can see the soul being amazed. He get wonderstruck by seeing this soul. How it can be seen? Maybe will come in the later discourses. Will come in later. But here it is said the some can not visualize, but can perceive the soul. And when he perceives the soul, by dint of his merit, by dint of his special merit, spiritual merit, he watches it with wonder. And some Ashtrijavat Bhadati Tathaiva Chandam, and some others speaks about it, explains it wondrously, magnificently, superb quality of explaining about soul. It's like ocean, the description of an ocean, endless ocean with endless jewels in it. So he explains with majestic talent, So some, and then he says again, Ascharyavat Chainamanna Sinoti, Ascharyavat Chainamanna Sinoti. And some people, they listen to it with wonder in the mind. Listeners are also praised over here. Those who are real listeners. They listen with concentration. They listen with respect. They listen having a feeling of amazement, wonder in their mind. So some can see it with wonder in their mind. Some can speak wondrously, and some listens with amazement in their mind. Then again, it is said, Sutra Penam Vedanacha Kushchid. But unfortunately, there are people, even if they listen about it, maybe for hours or days, they don't know. They don't know anything. No Veda Kushchid. They don't know anything about this soul. They just listen. I don't know why I said so. Maybe there are many people, those who have the machine in between the 2 ears, The machine in within 2 years is very bad kind of machine. No good quality. Not good production. It's a bad production, so it goes through here and comes out here. Goes through here, comes out here. So this machine in between the ears is not good enough to catch it. Catch it, squeeze it and drink. Cannot do this machine. So this machine may be moving all the time, but it's like a bad juicer. You have put a lot of fruits, but then when juice is coming out a little, and the rest of the things are wasted. The same kind of thing. So these people, they listen with having their eyes bulging so big, but then understand nothing. So, yes, I am not saying, don't blame me, I am repeating the words of the Krishna, that there are people who listen it, but don't understand it. So, a group of people, they know it, maybe their number is very little quantity. Those who know it, see it, perceive it directly, as I perceive you, or we perceive the whole phenomena, so they also perceive within the light, a light of the soul. And some people, it's not necessary that those who perceive will be good orators, will be good propounders, So there are people who speaks of it marvelously, with lucid language, with powerful languages, they can do that. And some people listen with rapt attention, but amongst the listeners, some are there who listen it of course, but do not understand. So we have discussed 3 things in the course of our conversation, I mean to say discourse. First of all, the soul is eternal. And secondly, we have come to know, even if it is not eternal, it is born and dying. Then it is, if it is born, it must die, and if it is dying, it must be born again. And then again we find that Lord says that some people can see the soul by the power of their yoga, maybe, because it will come later, it is not mentioned here, but some people can see it, and when they see it, they become completely blessed, they become completely satisfied, and with wonder in their soul, they know that we have now, in this since we have come in this world, we are having the greatest thing. There cannot be nothing compared to it. So then some people will speak very fine, wonderfully about it. They can express they can share their experience. And some people, they listen it with rapt attention, and some people listen but don't understand. So now in this verse, we are finding that similar idea, but there is something, a new perception coming now. Dehi nittam abadvayam dehi sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natam suchita maharshi. Arjun, you are lamenting on your relations. Dehi nittam abadvayam dehi sarvasya bharata has already been said before that this dehi, the dweller in the body, the soul, is indestructible. It cannot be killed, it cannot be destroyed. Tasmat, therefore, so he is giving instruction. Therefore, tasmat, sarvani bhutani, natam shutnasuri. For all the beings, you should not be worried, you should not lament, you should not be morosed for the beings, because the Dehi is always existing, and Deha means body, is going to be destroyed at any day, whether you kill it, or anybody kills it, or disease kills them, or nature kills them. So they will be killed anyhow. So that being this is a fact. This being a fact, you need not be worried about all these beings. Not only these beings that you are seeing before you, the whole beings over the world, they will have the same consequence. They will have the same consequence in the long run. And then he says, now, another perspective. You see how he is coming step by step. He says now in 31 verse that Shadharma Pichavekshan na vikampitu maharshi. Dharma be Juddha Sreyonnam. Dharmadi Juddha Sreyonnam. Kshatriya na vidyate. Sadharma pichapeksha na vikampitu moshi. Now, this whole speech is with the purpose of removing the melancholy feeling that that has overwhelmed Arjuna. So he says that by even thinking your duty, Swadharma, you should not be shaken. You should not be shaken. I have already told you about the eternity and everything, but even by looking at your own duty, Swadharma means your own natural duty, you should not be shaken. Why? Because Dharma Juddha Sreyonna Kshatriya Vidhi. You being a person of virtue, you and a warrior, you are a warrior, recognized warrior. Because in society we need different kind of responsible people to run the society. Some people are responsible for menial work. Some people are responsible for intellectual. Some people are responsible for spiritual activity. Some people are responsible for security activity. You are a person whose responsibility, whose duty is to give security to the society. To give security to the society. You are a warrior. The duty of a warrior is to fight out evil and to give security to the common masses. So, being virtuous for a warrior, there is nothing greater than a battle. There only you will prove your stuff. A battle. Kshatriya vidyate. Nothing exists more than this. You are a fighter, you are a man of martial art, and you are doing here a little bit, and something fighting in the street, a street fighter. But this is a war, my dear. It will be recorded in the history. For thousands of people will read about it. And in that, if you have not shown your stuff, you are nobody. You are nobody. You are only killer of birds, like catapult. What is your sword? What is your armor? What is your bow and arrow and your skill? So there is nothing greater than this opportunity that you are having before you for a renowned warrior like you. Then he said, Jadricha chopupannam sargadavaram apabritam sukina kshatriya partha lavanti yuddha vidrisham. Then again he is talking about this, that this word has come to you by chance, by divine. The gift of the chance, gift of the divine. Jadricha chopupannam sargadaram apabritam. Now the door of heaven is open to you, flung open. Door of heaven is open to you because the Almighty has given you this opportunity, this big word. You cannot have such a thing by desiring, but it has come before you spontaneously, and the door of heaven is open unto you. Sukhina kshatriya partha lavanti yuddha. By having such a war, by having opportunity to take part in such a battle, the warrior must be happy. The warrior must be happy. A true warrior must be happy that here I am getting the best opportunity to reach heaven. Because if you are fighting for a right cause, you reach heaven. While people who commit suicide, they go to hell. Upanishad also says, Andham tam prapushante jav aviddam asurja namate loka andhena tamashabrita tangstei pritta vigacchante jege chatmahana jana. So they reach to that dark world where there is no sun, and the asuras live there, devils live there, those who commit suicide. But here, practically, suicide means not knowing the soul. Those who don't know the soul, they go to the dark world. But it is also indirectly saying that anybody who commits suicide go to the dark world. Why? Because most of the people, they commit suicide out of frustration. out of depression. So dying in frustration and depression automatically will lead them to the dark world. But war for a righteous cause, for a national cause, for the cause of humanity, your view is different. Naturally when you die, you reach heaven. Automatically you reach heaven. So he says in this verse that you are lucky that you have got such an opportunity to fight against evil. And then he says, Atachattam imam dharmam sangramam na kurishashi. Atachetvam imam dharmam sangramam na kurishashi. Tata sadharmam kittim chaitva papam avarsashi. Now if you don't fight such a thing, from the view of Krishna it is a marvelous thing, the supreme thing for a warrior. And if you don't fight, and if you say you will not fight, and you shrink from it, escape from it, if you go away from here, then you are distracted from your own duty. Swadharma. Swadharma means duty of your own, which is your natural duty. You are deprived of your natural duty, and you will reject your dharma, natural dharma, and papam avasya. When you reject your dharma, reject your duty, reject your responsibility, what do you gain? You gain sin. You gain vice. When a person gives up his humanity, he becomes like animal. Even worse than animal. Why? Because maybe such people do things that animals don't do. So if you call him animal, animals will say, why are you calling him animal? We are better people than this. We are better people than this. So, Sadharmam Kirtim, your glory, Kirtim is glory, Sadharmam, your glory from your own duty, the glory that you have earned from your duty, you will kick it. You will reject it. And what you will gain? Finally you will gain mass of sins. Because duty you have not done. Naturally you will get sin. Naturally you will get sin. Nobody can escape from his duty. Anybody escapes from his duty, ultimately becomes sinful. Akirting chapi bhutani kathaishyanti te abhayam sambhavitasya chak akirti mornat utirichyate. It's 34 verse. Akirting chapi bhutani kathaishyanti te abhayam. So people, if you run away from this battle, saying that you are not prepared to kill your relations, they are not your relations. Relations all right, but they are unjust. They challenge you. You are challenged. And if you don't accept this challenge, being a warrior, what will happen? For eternal time, people will speak ill of you. You who has earned so much of fame, so much of glory, so much of prestige as a warrior, as a ruler, as a man of justice. People will speak about you that this fellow whom is thought that he was great, he was dutiful, and he was really a man of power, he is a coward and ran away from the battle. Ran away from the battle, main battle. When the challenge came from his enemy, he escaped away. So akittik chavi bhutani kathanti abhyam, for a long time, for eternal time they will speak ill of you. And sangbhavitasya akirti marnatu tirichati. Sangbhavitasya means those who are really prestigious people, those who have earned their position, not by bullying people, election, ballot paper, this, that, hoodwinking people, becoming leader. No. You have earned your glory by dint of your power, by your own caliber, by your own talent. So, such a person who is established in the society, for them, akirti, infamy, is disgrace, scandal, is maranatha tirchate. It is more painful than death. It is more painful than death. For a man of prestige, some people in Indian subcontinent, they had great prestige, Once upon a time, thousands of people respected them, but they have lost that. So if your prestige is gone because of your wrong decision, what will happen? You will see that infamy which will attack you, the scandal that will attack from the people, it will be more painful to you than even death. So bhayadranatu parantang mangsantati maharatha jeshan chatang bahumata jas bhutva jasasi laghavam. Bahumata. Bhayadranatu parantang mangsantati maharatha. This is verse 35, chapter 2. So, great warriors, those who challenge you, renowned warriors, they will say that this Arjun has become scared of us. He got scared of us and ran away, coward. And you, who has earned a great public reputation, has earned a great popularity, Bahumata, great popularity. Nobody as a warrior, as a ruler, was more popular than Arjun. Otherwise Krishna would not be his friend. Krishna would not accept him as one of his best disciples. So, you being a man of giant reputation, Uddha, Jasusi Laghavam, you will be like a trifle. When a building is made, a massive structure, architecture is made, it takes years and years and years. But one bombardment crushes it down. One bombardment crushes it down in 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. So this Bahumat that you have gained, so popularity that you have gained, it will be crushed in a moment. Think of it. Think of it. Don't be crazy. Think of it. And just to see Laghavam, then even children will talk ill of you. Laghavam means you will be light. Your weight will be gone to light. It will be completely, trifled. So be careful. And then he says, Avachya badangsya bahuna badishriti tavahita nindantastava samartham tata dukkhataram nukim. In 36 verse, it is said, Avachya badangsya bahuna badishriti tavahita. They will be so happy when you run away. They will be so happy and they will start speaking so much ill of you. Avachya badangsya, the things that cannot be heard, is so ill. Call names of you and bad and all sorts of evil things which they speak, which will not be beneficial to you. For your peace, it won't be beneficial. You cannot live in peace if you are all the time hearing that people are speaking ill of you. So, avachya badangsya bahuna badishanti, much bad things will be spoken by people about you. Tavahita, which will not be good for you. Ahita. Nindantastav samartham tadukkodaranti. And you are a man of tremendous skill, meticulous power, and warrior, as a warrior. And when your this vast skill and capacity and divine power is all slandered, talked ill of, what can be a greater misery even for Krishna? He says, Tatu dukkhatar nukim. Indeed, what can be a greatest misery for us? That Arjun, who is a friend of Lord Krishna, who is invincible in battle, undefeated, unchallenged, and people speak ill of him. So, what can be when your capacity will be all reduced, belittled by people with their ugly words? Now, what can be a greater misery than these? You see now how Krishna is coming from supreme philosophy to rouse Arjun to that level of philosophy from Prishti's point of view. From Prishti's point of view, that a man should live, a human being should live in this world with Prishtis in the beginning. He should not have any worry that people speak ill of him, this, that, and so forth, So he should live with Prishtis. Because if you have no Prishtis in the society, If you have no prestige in this society, if you are not living with your duty, respective duty, and helping people and having in the good book of people, how can you have your peace? And if you don't have peace, how can you meditate? How can you reach God? Because peace is the first condition. Perpetual peace is the first condition. Perpetual peace. Sometimes some people try to interrupt my peace, but on the surface only I get interrupted. But in the core of my heart I know that continuous peace is the way to reach God. So peace should be maintained. So here he is trying to stimulate Arjuna that he should be prestige conscious.